Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's yoga video. Today we're going to be doing a creative yoga sequence. You won't need your mat. If you have a mat, I would just get rid of it for now, just to try something new and not be confined by the mat. And when you're ready, we'll have a seat on the ground and let's get started. Come to sit down and roll your shoulders back. Bring your hands to your hips and just tilt your pelvis forward slightly. So this just means you're leaning forward. Your eyes are closed. And as you take a deep breath in, draw your shoulders up to your ears as high as you can. And then exhale, release your shoulders down, away from your ears. And then tilt your chin until you feel it's parallel with the ground. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Make your inhales and exhales of equal length. And initiate your inhale from the belly, letting your lungs fill up until you feel your ribs expand. And then fill all the way up until you can't take any more air in and you feel your chest lift ever so slightly. And as you exhale, do that whole thing in reverse. Exhale from the chest, the ribs, and finally to the belly when you empty out the lungs completely. This practice is going to be a little different because we're not using our mat, so we're going to move around a lot. Try not to have any preconceived ideas about what the experience should be. And just let whatever happens happen organically. Maybe set an intention with a nod towards those goals or towards whatever it is you're working on in your practice by bringing your hands together and acknowledging whatever it is you want your intention to be for this practice. On your next inhale, roll over your knees and come into wide leg child's pose. Press into your hands until you can bring your hips back towards your heels even more. And as you inhale, round forward onto all fours. Curl your toes, lift your head, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale, round your back, push the ground away. As you inhale, lift your right arm and look up to the sky. And as you exhale, thread the arm underneath the left arm, bringing your right shoulder down to the ground, the right temple down to the ground. And then press into your upper arm until you feel a good stretch in your upper back. This is a vinyasa class, so we're not going to be pausing too much. On your next inhale, come back to all fours and lift your left arm, look up. Exhale, thread the arm underneath. Press into the left upper arm until you feel a good stretch in your upper back. And then as you inhale, come back to center. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone. As you exhale, push the mat away. On your next inhale, press into your toes to lift your hips up to the sky. First downward dog of the day, so pedal out or make any movements you need to. Let your head go. On your next inhale, come onto your toes, bend your knees, push the ground away until you feel a little arch in your back. And then as you exhale, bring your heels down to the ground. If they don't get there, don't worry about it, who cares? And then as you inhale, lift your right leg high, spread your right toes. As you exhale, bring your knee into forehead, shoulders over wrists. Knee into forehead, shoulders over wrists. As you inhale, step your right foot in between your hands, rise up onto your fingertips. And then from here, rise all the way up into high lunge. Bring your hands to your heart. And as you inhale, lift your heart so you have a little back bend and look up. On your next inhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Step back into plank for just a sec. And then from here, roll onto the knife edge of the left foot, coming into side plank on the left-hand side. On your next inhale, come back into plank, lower all the way down onto your belly. Come onto just the fingertips, lift your elbows up to the sky and peel your chest up off the mat. Doesn't matter how high you get. Exhale, melt forward. Hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes, rise up for downward facing dog. And as you inhale, come onto the toes, bend your knees, and then press the ground away, a little arch in your back. And then invite the heels to come down to the ground. Deep breath in as you lift the left leg, spread the toes. Exhale, send the left foot to the front of the mat. I keep saying mat, but I know there's no mat there. Inhale onto your fingertips, long spine. Activate your right leg so you're really pressing out of the ball of the foot, and then rise up for high lunge. Hands to your heart, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, bring the hands down. And we're gonna come into plank for just a sec, and then roll onto the knife edge of the right foot. Reach your left arm to the sky. Press the ground away, don't let your hips sink. Inhale, come back into plank, lower all the way down onto your belly. Spider your fingers off your imaginary mat. Lift your elbows up to the sky and peel your chest up. Doesn't matter how high you get, think about length in your spine as you do this. Exhale, release. Keeping the elbows up, we're gonna lift and look out over the right shoulder. Exhale, release. Lift and look out over the left shoulder. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders, press back into downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your left leg high. As you exhale, send the left foot to the front of the imaginary mat. And then windmill your arms up, coming into goddess pose. So you have a wide stance and your feet are pointed out away from you. Bring your hands onto your thighs with your pinkies next to your knees. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna lower the right shoulder. Pressing the legs open, and inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, come back to center, and then rise up. You're gonna turn the left foot in as if you're in warrior two feet. So we need to bend the front leg, come down onto the fingertips, and lift the left leg up to the sky. Send the right arm forward a little bit, and then to the right a little bit, coming into half moon pose. So just the fingertips on the ground if you can. If the flexibility isn't there yet, use a yoga block. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Activate your left leg. Flex the left foot. Open the heart. On your next inhale, we're going to swipe the left arm down to the ground and then rise up, bringing the left leg out in front. So long leg, use your core strength, try not to lean back. From here, we're going to come into standing pigeon. So cross the left ankle over the right thigh, hands to the heart. Flex your left foot, try not to arch your back. And as you inhale, rise up to stand. Interlace your fingers around the knee and pull the knee into your body. Option to stay here or reach down with your first two fingers and grab hold of the big left toe. Extend the leg. And on your next inhale, gently release. Lift your arms up to the sky. You're going to swing the leg back behind you, coming into a warrior three really quickly before we bend the front leg and come back into goddess pose. Bring the hands to the thighs, just like we did before. We're going to bring the right shoulder down, opening up the inner thighs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, come back to center, windmill your arms down, coming into warrior two positioning for the feet. Spider the fingertips forward, lift the right leg off the ground. Bring the left fingertips out in front of you and to the left. Open up the heart for half moon pose on the left side. As you inhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Then use your back body strength to lift yourself up, swinging the leg out in front of you. And then cross the right ankle over the left thigh, hands to the heart. Try not to arch the back. Flex the right foot, spread the toes. The closer you get your chest to your leg, the more opening you'll feel in the hip. As you inhale, rise up. Extend the leg out in front of you. Option to lift the arms, do whatever feels good for you. And then interlace your fingers around the knee. Pull the knee in, try not to lean back. Stay here or take your first two fingers of the right hand, wrap them around the big toe and extend your leg. As you inhale, gently release the arms. And then swing the hands down, stepping back into that goddess pose. And from here, we're going to heel toe the feet a little closer. Bring the hands to the heart, rise up on the toes. Slowly coming all the way down to Malasana. Squatting here as you push the elbows into the knees. Maybe you'll come all the way down onto the feet. Maybe not. And then from here, we're going to slowly just come to sit. The legs spread. And as you inhale, open up the arms. Point your toes. Flex. Bring your hands down and see if you can pull yourself a little bit more forward. Point your toes. And flex. Bring your hands to your hips. Make sure that your hips are tilted in. Point your toes. And flex. Open up the arms and bring the left arm up and overhead. And then see if you can visualize length in your side body. As you reach and stretch across to the other side. Arm is long and strong. Inhale, come back to center. Taking a little twist here. Unravel and open up the arms. Reach over to the other side. Get as long as you can, imagining that space is being created between your ribs on the right hand side. And as you inhale, rise up, a little twist. On your next inhale, bring the hands underneath the knees. We're going to close the legs and come into boat pose. So you have the option of keeping the shins parallel or extending your legs. And on your next inhale, we'll gently release and lift the legs up to the sky. Bringing the hands to the low back to support. And you can do anything you want with your legs. You can bicycle them out. You can take eagle legs. And when you're ready, gently release by bringing your hands on the ground and using your arms like brakes. From here, we're going to go into fish pose. So bring your feet down to the ground. If you have your hair up, take it down. And then press into your arms until your upper back comes off the mat, the imaginary mat. Bring the top of your head down to the ground. Extend your arms 45 degrees and your legs 45 degrees. Interlace your fingers and release your index fingers. Puff your chest up and breathe. Gently release. Bring your feet together with the knees bent, and we'll open up to end in Supta Baddha Konasana. Your hands can be on your belly, or one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart, or your arms off the mat. Whatever feels good for you, do that. And then go ahead and close your eyes. And then let go of your yogic breath. So that just means breathe naturally. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes, and I'll let you know when Shavasana is complete. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly make your way over to your right side. And take a deep breath in and push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your heart and take a moment to acknowledge your practice. When you're ready, seal in your practice with Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a little comment down so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you'd ever like to see anything in the future, you can leave that in the comments as well.